morning, everybody, and good morning to my newest subscriber, Paul Sneap from Australia.
The land down under.
Well, Paul is approaching my age, and he's finding it time now that he's able to work with the artistic avenues of doing skins and what have you, and he's found Assetto corsa among his other almost 500 games that he's got on Steam to be something he's very interested in. But like anything, you start from scratch. You don't know really where to begin. And the things that you talk about to somebody who's been at this a few years, they're talking above your head, and that's just you don't understand. You couldn't possibly understand. It'd be like me getting in a helicopter with a helicopter pilot from Vietnam, and he goes, "George, go ahead and start the helicopter up." Quite frankly, I have DCS Worlds, and I couldn't figure out how to start the friggin' plane, so I shit canned it. And I've got a beautiful HOTAS I've never used a day in my life. I would need somebody to help me get up to speed on how to start the effing vehicles. So I'm in the same boat in a different league. So here we are. Take a look at this beautiful Sibera by TVR. And this is what you can achieve after several years of nonstop effort in learning by every possible avenue that you can. First, you have to start with desire. So, Mr. Sneap has desire, and we're going to try to start right at the very beginning on how to begin. So, I'm going to have to change my desktop or my resolution on my 55-inch Samsung from 4K to 1080p so you can see everything real well. So to do that, I need to do something with the Content Manager to make that easier for me. Let's start the Content Manager, and we'll come up to Settings, and we'll come over to Content Manager General, and down to Appearance. Now, here's a thing called User Interface Scale. It's set at 150% so that if I want to really see things nice, I can go up like this and we can see like a champ. But the pisser is some of the things that I want to do are going to be off into oblivion off the sides of the screen, and I won't be able to see them anymore. So I can't do that. But if we're going to go to 1080p, I can't have any more than 100. And I can't read any of that. That looks like it's very tiny, like a mouse wrote that. So now that we're all set with this, I can get out of here, and we can go down to my little NVIDIA settings. We can click that, and I wish I could get it to do 60 hertz, which is what my television needs, but I'm not going to be able to. I'm only going to be able to get 30, but let's go down to 1080p. 1920 by 1080. Right there. See, 30 hertz is it. Are we limited? Yeah, we're limited. Okay, so hit apply. Then you're gonna be able to see beautiful now. Bing! And I hit yes. And this is where we are. So everybody can see well. Now it's gonna be a little awkward for me, but I'm gonna get by with it. But you can see wonderful. Okay, now I want to just see where the hell I actually am with this. Adjust preview with image. I'm at balanced. Okay, that's where I am at right now. I think for what we're doing today, though, I think we should probably do this. Come here, little scrambler. Get over to quality and hit apply. So if I piss and moan my frames aren't worth the shit, remind me to come back here, okay? Alright, let's get out of here and get on with this. Well, actually the desktop, it doesn't look bad. It's a little blurry on the edges, but we can live with it.
So how do we begin? Where do we begin?
Well, at the beginning. And the beginning would be, let's first of all, let's go back. Bing, 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 to wherever you have your Assetto Corsa, whichever hard drive you're using. Maybe you only have one, maybe you have two. You should certainly have more than one. That is a for sure thing. If you're going to do any kind of monkeying with anything, really, you're going to need more than one hard drive, and probably several that you can. They're detachable outboard hard drives that you can plug into USB ports. I have several terabyte. I got one that's 5, one that's 3, one that's 2 terabyte drives that I plug in. As a matter of fact, this is one of them right here. This little removable K. He's hooked on by USB, and this is the 5 terabyte. The J is hooked on by USB. And see, they look a little different. Well, not too much. That one does, but the other ones don't. Actually, it does look just like that. It exactly looks like that. Okay.
Hey, Waffle Man, back to the reality of it all.
Thanks, Squonky. Okay, C drive. Open the C drive. Program files 86. Bear with me if you already know this because I said we're starting at the beginning. Now we're coming down to Steam. That's where it is. Then you have to go to Steam Apps. That's where that is. Then you got to go to Common. And this is where you would find several games if they're all on the same location. But there's Assetto Corsa, so open it up. So here's what we got for Assetto Corsa when you first open the whole thing up. You probably won't see a mods folder. This is something that you put in if you're going to use the JSGME mod manager along with Content Manager. And some of these, like LA Canyons, he wants you to put them in his mod folder so you could use them or not use them. Same for Beto Fernandez, his SimWorks. He has stuff in that his cars only work a certain way if this is on. That way it's not taking up a lot of horsepower for you for not even using his stuff. I would assume that's what it is, but this is what it's all about. For spa and stereo spectacular.
Specular, spectacular. Yeah, you don't say that too many times.
So let's get out of here. And we're not doing that right today, but here's your system, server, SDK, plugins, launcher, extension. Now, extension is where some things may end up also, but we're not monkeying with this right now. I'm just showing you there's a lot to this. What we want to do is go to content. You're going to see sometimes with Michael, a single racer, telling you to go to different CFGs. They're the config locations for different things. And like if you wanted to have your developer apps on, there's a way to do it. I think it's a second CFG, which is right here, and it's under Assetto Corsa. If you right click that and use, I do get Notepad, please, because it is a good thing to have. Let's see, Dev AC apps, enable developer apps 1. 1 is on, 0 is not on. Okay, the AC apps 1, and I think there's another place down below. You got to be careful. Don't just go apeshit fucking around in here because you can cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems. But if you listen to somebody who already knows how to do it and they're verified, yeah, like allow free camera 1, okay? Just don't go fucking with things you don't know. That's the best thing I can tell you. All right? So that's where that is. At least I was able to find that. Okay, let's get out of here because this isn't what we're doing today. PP filters. This is where a lot of people's that's where your PP filters go. So this is, if you're asked about that. Now the same thing with showrooms. Now Paul was saying that was a help to him. So the data folder is the main place. Let me make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. The data folder, content. Okay. Here's where your cars folder will be. You won't have 2004 Indy, you won't have AMC mods, you won't have Aprils, you won't have current workbench or drift cars or Humble's favorites or Indy or late June or November or old bench or older builds. These are all individual uh, garages. I see that one has 12.2 gigs in it. Let's see what late November has, if it'll be so kind as to tell me. Will it? It has 27 gigs in it. So, rule of thumb is Assetto Corsa will not run well with much over 100 cars in a garage by itself. So, you don't want all your mod cars mixed in with your Kuno's cars. You can have a smattering of Kuno's cars mixed in with your mod cars, but please don't throw every car in the same basket.
You know the old saying, don't keep all your eggs in one basket.
And there's very good reason, because from time to time, if you're going to monkey with Assetto Corsa other than just play the game, if you're going to get into doing any kind of things with it, you will at some point.
The monkey right in the...
Well, maybe that's not the way to put it, but you'll cause a lot of trouble, and the thing's going to shit the bed, and you're going to be pissed, and then you're going to go to Steam, and you're going to do an integrity check, which is going to put it back to stock. And that means if you have anything that you put in there, dude, it's gone. Hate to tell you, history in the making. Any adjustments to the tracks, any adjustments to anything, it goes back to stock, which is wonderful. But it's not wonderful if you just lost some of your favorite cars. That would blow. And I don't remember if it'll take the cars out or not, but it seems to me that it might. I mean, there's probably like an 85 to 90% chance your shit's going to be fucked with. I try to say it a different way. You know, no sense to be in a gutter mouth just for the sake of doing it. I'm really am trying. I just don't get too far, and maybe I'll cut that thing out about the monkey. So, anyway, here's the deal. Okay, the showrooms. Here's no, click it properly. Here's where some of the showrooms go. If you add extra showrooms, they go into here. As we're not doing a showroom thing right now, so that's just to show you that that's where they go, is in the showrooms. And that's what they are, and that's where they go. Half of them at least. But let's go to the cars, because this is the only thing that Assetto Corsa is concerned with is CARS. If you name it
KARS,
it won't see it. If you name
it chipmunk,
it won't see it. If you name it
your grandmother's sweat socks,
it won't see it. You just have to remember what's in there. Do you think I remember what's in here? Fuck no, I don't remember. But if I double click it, I can warm my mind up. I got a Dodge Hemi Dart. We got all kinds of good shit. Rouge Dion is a really wonderful fast car. Oh, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Weissmans and Celines. And
back to the fucking program here.
let's go up to cars. Are you with me? The coffee's kicking in. I apologize. Now, just today, just for you, I dragged this cute little Abarth over here, right here. See it, 8/4/2020, 7:36 a.m. About 4 sips of coffee ago. I dragged this little guy over here to show you. This is what your car looks like. Stock as the day is long. Okay? We open him up. Now, a lot of things are self-explanatory, like shadows. Here's shadows. Here's logo. Now, if you tap it with your left mouse, you can look down and see the logo is an Abarth with the scorpion and the colors. Now, driver base position. This is a totally critical file. If this file is for every reason absent from this car, don't plan on it ever starting, because it won't. It will not run. In fact, let me decaffeinate my friggin' e-scan for right now, because I don't need it. I've unplugged myself from the internet, so I don't have to worry about that. And no sense having this thing sniffing everything I do along the way, because that just takes time. I know my firewall's gone. Forget it. Okay. Driver base position. This has to stay in the car at all times. Data ACD. I didn't know what the hell that was, but Jody told me that's where all your data files are stored. which it makes sense, data, and it would. But he's an accountant, so he knows this shit real quick. I don't know what a
Collider? That's the fence that's around the car that shows the other cars. See, they don't have eyeballs. They're not alive. So they have to have fences and stuff that we can't see with our eyes. It's got to look good to us, but the game's got to be able to see what it's doing also.
and we got body shadow, and if you touch that, you can see what that looks like. Now, these things are called LODs or LODs, level of detail. Now, if you follow this number, what the fuck, D, see, we got A, B, C, and D. If we follow it over, we've got 61 kilobytes of whatever's in there. This has 174. This has 838. But the full unit is 44,983.
What does that mean to us, humble?
Okay. Number one, these KN5s, those are what a 3D program is going to read. That is the car as far as it's concerned. And that's the car, that's half of the car as far as Assetto Corsa is concerned. It'll deal with half of this, but it also has to use the data folder, which is here, to override or make adjustments to this. And between the two of these bastards working hand in glove, you end up with a beautiful car. Now, the rest of this is obvious. Now, here we go. UI's user interface. We open that up. We can see we got a badge. We got a preview. I don't know what the fuck a car Jason is. I've never known. Jade texture or fade texture. I got me swinging on that. And there's another one. So I don't have a freaking clue what a lot of that is. And so far, I've been able to get by without it. Now, texture. The texture folder is where all the textures used for this particular car are stored. And if we double click it,
Fuck, where are they? It doesn't use any?
hang on, they're packed in the ACD file for now. So you open up Flame.
It ain't got any fucking flames.
In this case, it doesn't have flames. But if it didn't have this folder, even though it's empty, it would crash. Because Assetto Corsa is designed, the cars are to have flames. These are really nice cars. Very, very intelligently built. Now the skins will speak for itself. You'll go in here and you can see your skins. Now maroon and white, if we open them up, we go to the preview and we double click it. There's this cute little car. Now this is what we're going to be working with today. I picked that because I've never monkeyed with it before, and Michael from the Single Racer loves A-bars. And so does his brother Andrew, which I take a hat off to both you guys. God bless you. Okay,
SFX. What is this?
well, you've heard of FX.
FX?
Yeah, that has to do with sound. So we open it up, and we've got KS Assetto Corsa bank file. Now,
Can we open a bank file?
we're going to take a look.
We can. It's fucking hieroglyphic gibberish.
Okay, fuck it. Close it down again and we get out of here because we have no idea how to fuck with it. Now, animations. If we highlight that and double click it, we got,
Hey, Adora Kasim? Now, Kasim, I thought there was a guy from Egypt or some shit. Hey, Kasim, more light.
no, or what anyway. I'll probably catch hell on that one. It's, the car door for the left will open. Car door on the right will open. It'll shift. The wipers will work. He can shift like a champion, and he can steer like a champion. All these programs are designed to work with the animation of the car. And you can pretty much get an idea what the car will or will not do from animations. All right? So, if we're going to monkey with this car, which we are to some degree, we got to get started somewhere. So now we go back to just a little wee car that we see. All right, we like him. He's a cute little guy. But what can we do with him here? Well, number one, right off the bat, the only thing we could do with this cute little car is drive it, because it'll work in Assetto Corsa no problem because it is not an orphan. But since we dragged it out here, the poor little thing is an orphan.
Humble, what the fuck's the difference?
Well, if you're using the stock Assetto Corsa launcher, it will not even show a car that has no parents. Don't start. I don't want to hear it. It's just the way it is. You drag a mod car into the regular deal, there's a real good chance you won't even see the bastard show up in the UI. You'll say, I just dragged the car in. Where the fuck is it? You won't even see it. That's where the wonderful people from the content manager came in unbelievably handy, because we double click this puppy and we've got 100% scale, which we can see. Now we go up to drive. Well, first of all, if you're not familiar with this, let me give you just a quick rundown. Very quick. We're starting over at the far left at Content Manager. Here's the general. Now this will tell you about where your app key is, so that it shows you really did buy it, which I would also never lose that. I'd put it on another hard drive or bury it in your documents folder or whatever the deal, so that if you ever have to do this again, you've got it. It's important. And he will honor it. He's a good brute. Excellent brute.
That's Ilja. He's the guy who does the shaders patch stuff. Fucking guy's brilliant. Unbelievably brilliant.
Between him and Peter Boyce for Saul,
Shit on a shingle.
these guys have absolutely kicked ass. Now, you're going to see can't download information about latest version. That's two reasons. One, I've got it set to never check for that shit, because the newer versions of Content Manager will not let me align the flames the way that I like to do it in the showroom. They are fucking reverse. And what's even worse, well, we'll leave that for another day. So here's Assetto. This is pretty self-explanatory. Your controls are here. Your audio is here. And this has been working for me pretty nice. I'm having a wee bit of wind and good surfaces, so I can hear when I run. I wondered why it made noise when I hit shit now, because usually I had all that shit down. Your opponent's sound in your UI. You get all sliders. It's self-explanatory. View and UI. This could probably be better than it is. I'm not sure exactly how to operate this part.
Jody.
Yeah, but he is good at that shit. He's smart. Well, he knows how to follow directions. Me, I go off on a fucking tangent.
And rape and pillage.
Well, I don't rape or pillage, but you know what I'm saying. Now, video, same deal. This shows you what the resolution is, 3840 by 2160. I wonder if for this we should change it to whatever the fuck. What is it? Hang on. 1080p. You know, I'm not gonna though. Fuck that. This'll work for us today, and then I don't have to worry I fucked it up. So happy days. Okay, let's go on. There's apps. These are the different apps that work with the Assetto Corsa, and whether you have them checked, if you check them, they're gonna be working. Like the Siren app, that's cool as fuck. And the Stereo Joy-Cam, oh, this is a fucking great deal. If you get that off a race department and you install it, you don't want to use the steering wheel at the same time you're using your 360 controller to fly the camera around. But it's a mini game of itself. It's so fucking smooth. The amount you can fly that, it's a fucking ball. That's a good time. Now BLM car and BLM lights we almost don't need anymore, simply because they're pretty well taken care of in the Content Manager shaders patch. Which here's your shaders patch. And here's about updates. And you'll see I'm not on the newest one. I'm not. Because I'm not using the newest Content Manager. I'm way down here to relatively functional. And that is about what it is. Relatively functional. There's a lot of other good goodies that are coming up, including some incredible fucking rain and all kinds of dynamic gumbo. Oh, see, there's no rain in this build yet. Still working on it. Yeah, well, I got news for you. It's coming out, and it looks fucking spectacular. But I'm already getting shit framed, so I'd probably have a slideshow. Anyway.
Back to where we were.
So what we want to do is we want to go to drive. Sorry for that long, rambling bullshit. Let's go and pick. I got to show you this thing sometime. But we're not doing that right now. Let's go to Abarth. There's the little guy right there. What was that skin you liked? That one. Okay. Let's just hit OK. Let's take him into the showroom. Now, there's the regular old showroom. This works to some degree. But let's go into this one, which works to a little bit better degree. Although I'm still having issues with the friggin'
Will you go lay down? Go over there someplace. Be happy.
I'm having issues with the pivoting camera going ape shit of its own accord. It's starting to really become a pain in the ass. It's not adjusted properly. It's at a fucked up angle, and I don't seem to be able to fix it. But let's take a look at the little car. Happy little guy. Now, the positioning of the wheels is called tracking. You might be old enough, or maybe you've never seen the commercials for Pontiac, but they were called the wide tracks. Reason why is like a Mini Cooper has the tracking way out to the edges like this, so it really grips the road nice. Obviously, if they were in close, it'd be narrow, and the car would be out to the sides, and you'd probably roll the bastard. So you get the best handling from the wheels being as far outboard as possible without it looking like a fucking goat cart. So you try to, do something that works and makes sense. So look at these fucking pipes. They're cool, aren't they? Now look at the chrome. The chrome is pretty decent. The chrome is decent, not wonderful, but decent. And we'll get into why it looks the way it does another day. I'm just beginning to learn that part myself. I'm still in the novice stage where things get hosed real hard, real fast. So
what is this all about?
this is visual settings. This is brightness. Now what these are showroom features. These are showroom features. All right. The quality of what we're doing. MSAA disabled. That's disabled. We could hit this if we want to, and you could see what it does real time. This is what's cool about this. Let's move up closer to the car so we can take a look at this little fucking thing right here. Now watch what happens. See it? It changes. Just a smidgen, but it does change. Now what if we hit this? It changes less. And pixel density is a whole nother gig. If you want to really castrate your frames, fuck with pixel density. Okay? Let's get out of here for the time being. You can have reflections if you want. Now that changed it a great deal. But remember, this is what's changing it in the Content Manager showroom. I'm sorry if I'm getting too long-winded on this, but there's so much to cover. And since we're starting at the beginning, what do we cover and what don't we cover? It's like, what if I wanted the light to be shining on this side of the car rather than the side of the car that it is? What would I do about that? Well, if we drag this dragger down here like this, we'll see
that we can't fuck with it at all.
But if we go to scene and we drag this down here like this, we'll also see that I'm on the wrong. No, we won't. We're on the right one right now. Watch this slider. Watch what happens when we fuck with this slider.
Oh, look, the light came on this side of the car.
You're right. And this one's the other way. You got two ways of coordinating the light. So if you want the right screenshot for your car and you want it to be just so, and you want this to be the nicest looking thing going, spend the time to fuck with it a little bit. Don't go away. We're not trying to get a scratch off a nut. We're trying to fucking do some artistic work. So Picasso wasn't whacking it in the back room. He was sitting there doing something nice for years to get a masterpiece. So take your time and do a good job. Now,
we can't see Dookie on this side, Humble.
Well, fuck, bring the light over here then. See, it does it for the whole world. The whole world is getting the light. Now let's get farther away from the whole operation. Well, we're way out in the no man's land, but if you do, you can see that the light goes away the farther, and then it comes this way. So see, and then this one fucks with it in a different direction. It goes to this way and that way. And you can really hose the piss out of this to the point where it looks horrible, but that's your own business. So let's just get it halfway decent, call it a day. Obviously, brightness works as brightness would be thought to work. And this is the bottom brightness, so you can have it dark on the bottom, light on the top. Actually, that looks pretty fucking good. Um, I should have done that yesterday when I took those shots of the other car. But look, you can monkey with this to your heart's content. And if you see these little things right here, look, you want it red? It can be red. It can be blue. It can be,
Gay Pride Day.
I don't give a shit. It'd be whatever you want, or it can be white. Your guess is as good as mine. But that's how you adjust these is right here. You can adjust the top color, you can adjust the bottom color, and the same thing with the brightness. You can have the brightness any color you want. Notice I've got it a little yellowed. I mean, you can have it clear if you want, or you can really saturate the piss out of it. And
Fuck up the whole works.
but at any event, let's move on. So here's lights. These lights are for the showroom also. Now you may notice that brightness works for a change. Usually I was going to try to do that, nothing would fucking happen, but it did. And then we'd have shadows if we want them. But that again is, now that is going to help you to tell you which way the light is shining, is the shadows, okay? Now if you want extra lights in the showroom, now read this. Press T in showroom window to toggle movement mode.
What does that mean?
Well, let's put our mouse here and hit the T. Bear. Okay, I had to left click the mouse in order to do it. But if I grab this little circle, I can turn the car around. I would ask you, please, don't just go sliding them all over hell and back, because it'll really fuck it up for you. Try to keep him happy. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't hurt to put him right back to where he was so I don't hose the shit out of this. All I did was hit the T on the keyboard. I'm going to do the same thing to get rid of it. All right? Now, if his lights were on, we come over to the little car.
Humble, the lights look fucking strange.
Okay. Again, bring your little mouse, hit the T. You're going to get adjusters for the lights right here. And you can, it's like, an old lady walking down the street. 16-year-old just getting this pair of glass cutters. I mean, you can move these things just the way you want, and that's dandy and good. And they're pretty much in the right spot. And you see,
Well, we got 'em on the back too.
yeah, well, you got 3 lights in the back. And they're all fucked up. And why it is that way is I have never figured it out why that is so. But the red one usually adjusts where they're seen like this. All right. Now, wouldn't it be wonderful if when we stopped this program, those lights would stay adjusted? That would be fucking super. However, it won't. The moment we hit T, it still looks nice, but in game, it's going to be the droopy tit syndrome all over again. All right, so onward through the fog. Now, I hope nobody lost their peanuts and beer on that one. But you got to have a little fun, too. Okay, now we've covered the showroom pretty nice. We've covered the car reasonably well. This fucking thing is huge. And
That's not what she said.
so here we go. What else? Why did I bring you in here? Here's a perfect case in point that thank God I just thought of. Okay, let's for shits and giggles open this left door. Left door, open says me. All right. Now come on in here. Slide your ass in here. Best we can. Look at a beautiful texture. And this is 1080p. Look at the texture. Look at the shine and everything on this. This is Assetto Corsa is a fucking awesome game if you haven't figured it out yet. Now, see these little fucking things right here? These little wiggly warblers?
That ain't the name of them, but whatever the fuck they are.
Logos. All right. In this menu where we are now, we can't do shit with them. But if we back up one time to here, we can mouse click it and get the names of them. And if we can get the names of these things mouse clicked, we come over here like this to name. This is the name of what we just mouse clicked. Now, if we hit the three little balls, which expand our horizons, we can see a lot more about these. But if you were to highlight this, like this, left mouse click, come on, highlight. If you were to Control C, which would remember that name, all right, we get out of here. Now let's just back right off because this is all, look at all the shit that's highlighted. Every one of those little fucking knobby bobbies or whatever the fuck, they're lighted. Those would become lights if we can put that in the lights INI folder.
Humble, where's that?
That's, now see, we're on a fucking trail. Let me turn the lights off. Let me turn the brake lights off. Let me shut the door like a good guy. All right, now we're on a tangent. I've got your fucking palette wetted. Hit the escape button to get us back to here. Okay? Now, Jody showed me this. I never in a million fucking years would have known this. I would never have found it out on my own. And I would have been stuck using the Assetto Corsa car tuner for the rest of my life because I didn't know this was even a thing. But if you go to settings, you go to content manager, and if you take your left mouse button and you clack the living dog shit out of that as fast as you can, all of a sudden it'll open up the developer apps. Amazing, isn't it? But true, nonetheless. The developer apps will open.
And what does that do for us, Humble?
Well, I'm going to show you. If you'll come over to the little gear, which it has adjustments for the little car, hit this. It'll bring us to the big screen, and we follow down here to where we could replace the sound or pack the data, which is already packed, but look what we got now. Unpack data. So if I clack this with my left mouse, boom! Well, I didn't mean to scare you. Opened up a whole new world of happiness for us. This just unpacked the data ACD file. Now I can't go, it would be way too many hours to show everything in one video, so it's obviously going to take a few, at least 10. But the arrow of the car, which makes the car cling to the ground,
Can be found. Yeah. See, this is the gibberish it looks like if you just double click it with Notepad.
this looks like dog shit, you can't tell what it is. But if you've got Notepad++ and you open it with that, all of a sudden the fucking thing actually makes sense.
Yeah, humble to who?
Well, read the fucking thing. The wing 0 is the body of the car. Wing 1 is the front of the car. Okay? The front of the car is named wing 1. Now don't get in here and fiddle fuck with this stuff or you're going to have a real piece of shit on your hands quickly. And you're not even supposed to be fucking with this at all. So get that under your belt. We snuck in the back door and we're rifling through somebody's purse. So don't, you know what I'm saying? Not in real life. I would never do that. But I'm just trying to give you a scenario that we shouldn't be fucking with this at all. If you're going to start this kind of nonsense, you're going to have to learn what to fuck with and what to leave alone. Just like that guy that broke into that guy's house in, what was he, in Oregon? The guy had a pet squirrel. That squirrel ripped him a new asshole. And they caught the guy because he went in for fucking treatment. He was all scratched as shit, bite marks. Yeah, he fucking got nailed, but the squirrel tore his ass up. Hee! Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You don't want to piss a squirrel off. They will fuck your day up bad. And a raccoon is a hell of a lot worse. Okay, enough monkey business. Let's get out of Arrow. Whoa, Nelly. And let's get out of that, too. Okay. For what we were going to want to know for today, and because we were just fucking with the lights, we're going to wander our way down to where we find lights. And again, we're going to right click it and use the edit with Notepad++. Okay? Now, we could light those little things up now if we had another spot. See, here's our header version, and that tells us what blinks and what doesn't blink. Break 0, there's usually break 0, break 1, break 2, but this only has break 0, and the color thing is below it. And the color goes like this: red, green, blue. They're separated by this rat turd right here. Red, green, blue, like this. 450 red, 420 green, and 360 blue. Which is dog shit, because they should all be 450, 450, 450 if you want bright white lights. You could make the lights any color you want, and they do, so that's their fucking call. So for what we want to do, we're going to do this. It doesn't matter which light we take. We don't want light animation. But any light, we just grab one. All right, let's grab light 1 by highlighting, and we go
Fuck the doors. Just get in there.
All right, watch. Where are we? There they are, right there. Again, left mouse, bing, there they are. So we come on up, and it's always better to get the 3 little balls, not like 3 little bears, and just do this. Highlight, Control C. Say it to yourself. It doesn't hurt, and nobody's going to call you. Well, they might. And who gives a fuck? Tell them to take a shit. All right, hit escape. Hit escape again. Come down to what we saved. All right, we want this to be named that. So now we're going to go like this. It's highlighted, Control V, boom. We got the name that we just harvested. Now, I'm going to show you a beautiful color, sapphire blue. We don't need any red, so shit can the red. We need a whisper of green, so we want a 0.2. But we want some nice ass blue, so we want a 0.9. Now save it.
Humble, what will that do for us?
I was waiting for you to ask me that. Now come on back to the showroom. All right? Let's open that door up. Left door says me. Now we're looking in there suspiciously. There's those bastards hiding. What happens when we turn the lights on? You dirty bastard. It did this yesterday too, and I can't figure this shit out. Why it won't fucking work. All those fuckers should have lit up right now. It didn't do it yesterday either, and I don't know why. That is so fucking weird. It must be something going on with the shaders patch. I have no idea why that didn't work, but that should have worked. It didn't work yesterday either. I don't know why. Sorry guys, I forgot the thing didn't work yesterday, but that should work. That's how you go about doing it.
Humble, you're fucking full of shit.
Yeah, well, am I? Hang on. Grab any fucking car. Any car. Hennessy Venom. Showroom. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It did say relatively working, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Alright, come on over here. Does this fucking light, do these work? Fuck no. But the lights do. Come on in here. Oh, fuck. Anyway. Oh, I hate doing it this way. It'll probably bugger the piss out of it. But anyway, see the Venom sign? That's lit up. See the blue here? That's lit up. We could get in the car and do it, but I've had a lot of issues with using the F1 to get in and out of the car and then have the car be in the wrong fucking place later on. Well, take my word for it. See the Hennessy sign? That's not meant to light up. You can't even see it. It's in part of the glass. See, it's all part of the glass, but when you hit boom, it lights up. And that's how I did it, was that very same way. As well as you're not supposed to have a 12-cylinder Jaguar engine crammed in the back of a fucking, what is this, Lotus? Elise? I think it is. And you'll never get these fuckers to work out of the get-go. You have to do it the same way I did. As same with the Pagani wheels that I put on this fucker. So see, it does work, but why the fuck it's not working lately is beyond me. There's got to be one check mark that I didn't check or some shit that's all fucked up. But it's supposed to work. Now, why the fuck it don't work is I have no fucking clue. But see, part of this whole process is exasperation up the ass. It is one exasperating fucker when this kind of shit starts happening. Now, here's an Uncle M car. Just case in point. We're going to try the same shit here. Here's an Uncle M car. And this is where I got started, was working on Uncle M stuff. Uncle M, because he offered American muscle cars. Nobody else really did. And he did a really nice friggin' job. Him and Donnie here at the Small Block Hero. Real nice guy. And he is a nice guy. He became a friend after a while. Kind of took me under his wing until people started giving him a whole bunch of horseshit because his cars were no longer realistic, doing 400 miles an hour down the road. And see how the flames are all coming out? Fucking bizarre. Yeah, well, I knew enough to do that, but I didn't know how fucked up that was going to look in the end. Now I can actually put the pipes there if I want to and have it look beautiful, but before I wasn't able to. I had to start by being able to move the INI file stuff, but I had no way to do the physical stuff until I got into 3D, which I could thank Jimmy for that. All right, let's see what we got for lights on this puppy. Now, all of his lights work, so I guarantee that I fucked with that. Oh, you can't. Well, you see what I'm having issues with this camera and stuff, and same thing with the needles. You got to make the needles light up the very same way. What the fuck? Well, we've hit a snag in the whole process. But now take a look at this. See, this chrome is fucking dog shit. I mean, I don't know why. It's just some people do things different than others, and that's just the way it is. I mean, the chrome here looks good, but the fucking wheels look like shit. And the Kragers don't look like that. Trust me. They don't come like that shit brindle fucking gray. And we could fix those sons of bitches, and I could show you how to do that real fucking quick if you wanted to learn that, but maybe not right this minute. So let's go back. I think you've learned enough for right now, don't you? Don't you think you have? I mean, like, let's go to this. What the fuck?
Why ain't nothing changing?
I'm telling you, this is a fucked up mess. What the fuck? So when weird shit like this happens, there's usually a reason. What the fuck's wrong with this thing? Alright, things are changing. Aha. Okay. Perfect case in point. Alright, see this undefined? This should be different than this. Now watch. We're ready to learn a little bit more because I can teach you a little bit of something right here about now. Alright. See the mouse? Left click the body. Look. Body PNG. It's a PNG file. It's not a DDS file. Metal detail is a DDS file, and this is what it looks like. This also can be carbon fiber if you use it right, and it'll lay that level on top of the whole thing. This brings the shine to the car. Okay? That's the name of that. Now, common paint. Now come over and hit the balls. See, it's a purplish color. This is what brings the paint to life rather than have it look like it's flat. This makes the 3D-ness of it between that and this green color. You need the green and you need the purple underneath the color to make it three-dimensional. But Body PNG is the name of this TX diffuse, okay? Just bear with me a minute. You may not understand any of that, but don't sweat it. Now, if we hit the bottom part, like, come here, you fuck, escape, hit it again. Body PNG, Body PNG. Okay. Now, what does that mean to us? Initially, it doesn't mean a damn thing because we're fucked. We can't do anything with it. You can't take it to the, you can, all right, showroom. Let's just take it to the skinning place and fix it. Uh-huh. And what are you going to do with it? You can't do a fucking thing with it. Watch. Change any color you want to. It ain't going to do a fucking thing because it's not a DDS file. You can say, what the fuck's wrong with this? Ain't going to matter. It's a DDS file. None of this shit works. You can fuck with the leather. The leather is a DDS file, and we can fuck with it. Watch. See it turn white? What if we want it blue? We can make it blue. We can fuck with anything that's a DDS file because it's set up that way, but we can't change it at all otherwise. Now, none of this shit makes any difference because we can't do anything with that. But we can save the car, and this will have a blue interior. And it just rewrote the KN5 file. So,
How do you know, Humble?
all right, come here. Decaffeinate this thing. See my recycle bin? Open it up. Holy shit. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff from yesterday. Well, amongst the ton of stuff from yesterday, with a ton of KN5 files, this is how many times I was in and out of the fucking 3D editor working on the 12-speed. Holy shit. There should be something about that pickup, but it's too much fucking around to monkey with right now. It could be this. I don't really know. Let's flush this fucking thing before it tell at least what planet we're on. All right, good enough. So, what do we do with this car? This isn't even the one I wanted to work on, but why the fuck didn't that work? It didn't do it yesterday either, and it should. That should absolutely work because there's no reason it shouldn't. It's named correctly, and it's the color, and this is exactly what the thing takes. I have no idea. It should have worked. It has for a long time. It could just be a mismatch or a fuck up in the content manager showroom. Oh, well, we ain't going to deal with it for right now. But let's go back to cars. Now we got to find that fucking, whatever it is. No, come here. Double click. Let me make sure we got the right, that ain't it. Is it this? Yes. Okay. See this skin-based DDS? I happen to know from experience that this is the color of the car. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. Okay? And we're going to put it on the desktop. Paste. Now here's where all these little programs come in very handy. Without it, you're fucked. Now, here's the DDS converter. I don't know if I can move. I can. I did move it out here. The DDS converter. Now, I offered some time ago, not realizing people would have no fucking clue what to do with these things, a little thing called Essentials for Skinning. There were some other things in there that didn't pertain to that. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. But if we come over here, we go to Documents. In the Documents is where I fired these bastards up. Here's the actual program. DDS to JPEG. JPEG to DDS. So that means we can change a DDS to something we can see, and then took it back to the DDS so we can, after we've manipulated it, and it'll work in the car. Now, PNG to DDS, that's going to come in handy. And PSD, which is usually the blueprint to how people set up their skins, to PNG so you can actually see it. So you can see a PSD. I don't know what the fuck it stands for. We're not even going to start making up pornographic literaries about it either. So we ain't sweating it. But see this Mojave Night? All right, that's a JPEG. Like, grab Mojave Night. Copy. Let's just get out of here. Let's put Mojave Night up here, unless he may already be. All right, see that? What if we wanted that to be a skin? All right, Mojave Night is a JPEG. So we would come over here to JPEG to DDS, and we double click this shortcut, which takes us to that little program that's already on my computer in the Documents folder. In order to put something in here, you come to this little green bugger, and you push that, and now we can look around. And it'll show you whatever is available that it'll fuck with, and a few things that you can't. But here's Mojave Night, so just highlight him and hit open. Now, he's in there.
But what do we do?
Now we hit this button here, and...
I didn't hear an elephant.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. You're not getting one either. So here's Mojave Night, okay? So Mojave Night's a DDS folder.
Wonderful, Humble, but it won't work in that fucking car because that needs a PNG.
No shit. But what do we got? We've got a PNG. We've got a DDS converter, and that's a DDS. So double click that sumbitch. Come over here to add. There's Mojave Night.
We don't see a picture, Humble.
No shit, it's not a picture yet. It's a DDS file, direct draw. So hit open. We don't want it to be a JPEG because we already got one. We want a PNG. So hit the PNG. Now get ready for the elephant. Ready?
Fucking bastard. No elephant.
It usually goes, well, whatever.
Whoa, fuck.
No shit. Scared the shit out of me. All right, well, anyway, we got this.
Well, what the fuck good is that, Humble?
We can see the son of a bitch.
That's dandy. But it's also called Mojave Night.
Yeah, well, so who gives a fuck?
What's the thing called in the car?
It's called... Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
What the fuck car are we in?
All right. What? It's called body. Okay, name. Control C. Mojave Night is now going to be renamed body. And hopefully that's the right one. Is it? Yes. Okay, so now we can go back to here, back to here. All right. Since we don't want to lose this one, instead of body...
Name it Booty.
So again, well, whatever. It won't fuck it up. We can save that. But where is body? Grab this. Yank it into there. So the one we're doing is red duotone. Okay? Come on over here. Red duotone. So that's what they think it's going to look like, but now it's going to look like this.
Blue.
Yeah, it's blue, but it's also the Mojave shit.
But the light's fucked up, Humble. We can't tell.
No shit. Remember how we did that? We came over to the little gear, and we went to scene, and we fixed it. We brought the light to where we want the fucking thing. I think somehow we did it. How the fuck did we do it? Let's get a little more brightness. There we go, sorta. As I told you, you got to dick with it till you're happy. Okay, now put this back to here. Drag this fucker off to the side. And look at it. And you'll say,
It looks like shit, Humble.
nah, well, I didn't tell you it was going to look good. I just told you we could do it. But the back looks cool. Look at the Mojave shit. Hang on. We're getting off on a fucking tangent. It's already here? Yeah. So that means we hit T and we can manipulate the car? Yes, we can. Oh, that doesn't look that fucked up. It looked kind of cool. Looks like it's got a nose. Hit the T again. Check that shit out. That actually doesn't look bad. It's kind of cool in a very strange way. We got stars and shit, and you can fuck with the thing to your heart's content and make it really nice later. But it's, that was just showing you why we have these fucking programs. So we can fiddle fuck around with shit and go ooh and ah or what the fuck. It's up to us to do a good job. All right, let's get out of here. Now, since we changed the name of the thing, we can throw this out because we don't need that. Delete this and put it back to its proper name, and we've done no harm at all. Okay, but the same deal. What about Captain America? Isn't that him right there? That's Captain America right there, DDS. So watch what we're going to do. We already know that it's got to be named Body. We learned that. So instead of it going like this, we're going to rename it now. And they were all capitals. B-O-D-Y. And we're going to end right here. As soon as I do this, we're going to end this. Because we've got more than enough for one day. Double click the DDS converter. We're going to add Body. We're going to open it. We're going to choose the PNG. We're going to hit convert. Yes, I'm sure. And again, I'm not here. There's the elephant. Fucking A. I knew there would be one somewhere. Funny things get to you after a while. Now, once we can see what the fuck the thing looks like, we open it up by going to edit, wherever the fuck, edit. Holy fuck, it's 40. This is gonna be a good one. It's 4096 by 4096. Holy shit. This is a really nice skin. All right. So we had, maybe we don't have to go down that far, but that's a nice skin. Real nice. That means these are going to be very high detail. But from what I can see of this thing, it's fucking upside down and backwards. The left side of the car is here. The right side of the car is here. And the fucking front of the car is here. From what it looks like to me. By just guessing. That's what it looks like to me. Like, this is the right side of the car. Yeah. Okay. But how did Uncle M do his shit?
Who the fuck knows?
Well, we're about to find out. Let's get rid of Mojave Night. And let's go grab one of Uncle M's skins. So we have a rough idea what the fuck we're about to do to this thing. Brown duotone. How the fuck can we tell? That's a good question. Now, see this? I don't know why it does that, but from time to time, you'll have to... Let's try this one. Copy. Oh, what the fuck? And paste. Oh, fuck. Just keep both files. Don't give me the hairy ass wipe. So what the fuck? That's not going to tell us nothing. And we can tell that, holy shit, we've only got 1600 by 12. So there's no decent amount of... This is going to be fucked up. So alright, we don't know which way the car is going. Well, at this stage of the game, what you do is you shit can this fucker, and you come over here, and you go back to that original skin, Captain America, and you just blast this fucker in there and go take a look at it, and either it's a piece of shit or it's cool. Then we'll have to make our decision after that. Alright? It's a fucked up mess. It doesn't look anything like it's supposed to look. So at this point, you really got to dick with it into oblivion, because this is a real fucking mess of shit. You can't. Getting into skinning is a little deeper than I'm going to do anywhere near on this video, and maybe you should learn from somebody else who knows what the fuck they're doing. That would be a better idea. Learn skydiving, not from a scuba diver. You'll probably do better off, because this is definitely fucked up. It doesn't look bad, but it's a long ways from right. Now, how the fuck could we find out what this thing should look like? Well, we get out of skin editing mode, number one. Oh, fuck. We touch the car. Body 1 is the name, which doesn't help us. Material is body, which doesn't really help us for right now. Common paint ain't going to help us. 5. None of this is going to help us know what. That's where the PSD comes in handy. Is there any possible chance, now we're really grabbing for straws, that Uncle M added a PSD file with this car? And he used to sometimes. Fucking. Wait a minute. No, he didn't. He didn't. Which is a damn shame. But if he did have a PSD, it would show you the blueprint of how this is supposed to look. Sometimes he would add that shit, but he didn't do it this time. But there is maybe another hope in here. But we're not going to fuck with it right now. Dash body. But this tells you the different things that it's made out of, and this is why at some point getting into here and understanding what things are and what the names of them are and how they work is going to be a help to you. Like glass clear. That's a good thing to have. This is really, really good, and this comes in handy on other cars, like a Champion. I didn't know he had it in this particular thing. I thought it was only in his 1964 Impala, but nice to find that out. Okay, guys, have you learned anything yet? This is going to be at least something. Did I leave you on a cliffhanger?
Oh, yeah, you did. About the fucking, why that didn't work.
Well, when I figure it out, I'll come back and make an addendum to it, because I don't know why it didn't work. I honestly don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. It should have worked, but it didn't. And that's all part and parcel with this kind of shit. Trust me. That's just the way it is. You're going to run into fucking spots that doesn't make any sense. Other spots do make sense. It's just the way it is. It's going to be some kind of controverted bullshit, and you're going to have to work your way through it. That's what it's all about. So before you get started with this job, are you sure you want to fuck with this at all? Because, well, this is how I got everything in here to light up. It worked like a champ. I don't know why this worked and the other one didn't. I have no fucking clue. Except, hang on a minute. An idea just came to Old Humble.
Oh, this is dangerous.
It is dangerous, but I think I understand why it didn't fucking work.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm not shitting you. You ready to dive a little deeper and not let fucking circumstance cornhole or call us into a coma here?
Where is that little fucker?
Right here. Alright, we're going to do something now that's a little deeper than a level 1 learning experience. But I'm not going to let this little bastard buffalo my ass. So, we're going to bring this little fucker under the knife. I'm going to need an extra folder.
A-Barth.
Okay, extra folder, just so I know what the fuck it is. Now, let's go find that little son of a bitch. Where is he? It's probably right in front of me. Oh, KS. Oh, come on. Right there. All right. Okay. Remember these fucking things? This might have something to do with it. Don't just arbitrarily go ape shit and do this. All right, hang on a minute. Did it? No, it didn't unpack. Ah! Okay. I'm glad I stopped when I did. Paul, remember you asked me about the KN5 converter that you tried to fire it up on the desktop and it shit the bed? Grab onto the little son of a bitch, drag him into the car right here. Drop him. Okay? Now, see what the whole thing looks like right now? There's two things that we can definitely not lose. And this is the one thing we definitely don't want to lose under any circumstances. And I'm going to yank him off onto the desktop for now. You don't always have to do this, but it's a good idea. I'm going to double click this. Now look at it go on an unpacking spree. It's going to unpack all that shit which it just did. And when it gets finished, press any key to exit. Just hit the space bar. Now look at how big everything got. It's unpacked the entire fucking unit. Now we're going to drag him back to where he's happy. You're happy? Go lay down. You did a nice job. But we don't need any of these white files. None of this shit. We don't need any of it. And that's why we dragged the one that we do need off. So, because if you fucking lose that, you're fucked. We don't need none of this shit now. Watch. Boot. I know. It seems like a fucking lot. And that's another reason we just cleaned out our shit can. Get rid of it all. Go. We're going to make it small like it was. I didn't know to do this till Jody showed me. He goes, George, these fucking cars that you're sending us are 5 gigs. He goes, I am a very frugal man. I'm not putting anything with 5 gigs on my fucking program here. It's taking up too much real estate. You got worthless bullshit that doesn't need to be there. I go, you can't do that. It needs it. Yeah, well, it didn't need it. Okay, drag him back before we forget or the car will not run. Now, also Jody showed me. We're going to go to the data folder, which we opened up with the content manager. Now, look at our textures now. Now we got textures up to yin-yang, and we ain't got any flames, but we're going to. Don't worry about that. So go to our data folder. First of all, let me explain to you what we're doing. See, these are LODs, LOD, levels of detail. Levels of detail. And if I brought this car into the 3D editor, the only one I'm going to edit is this one. And any change I make to this one that doesn't correspond to these is going to shit can the car from ever running again. So there's 2 ways of doing it. Make 3 more copies of this one, which are fucking huge, and name them exactly this, so it still sees only one, which was one way of doing it, and it did work. But we can take these fuckers, yank them out into our A-Barth folder, and be done with the sons of bitches. And then come up to the data folder, come down to LODs, LODS, right-click it so we get into this program, and see this one ends at 2000, this one ends at 15, put 2000, and shit can the rest of these fuckers.
It's always good to make a copy first.
But we didn't do that, so to hell with it. No, but let's make sure we don't get a whole bunch of empty extra files. So get rid of that shit. So we got 0 to 2000. The car will run.
But what if it doesn't run, Humble?
It will run. Don't give me the hairy ass eyeball. So that might have had something to do with the fucking lights. You got me swinging otherwise. We're going to get these fuckers running because I'm not going to get buffaloed on this deal. All right. Come back here, you little squirrel. Let's see what happens now. Open that door, Squonk.
Yes, Humble.
All right, now, fuck it. Probably didn't work because I didn't open the door. Now let's get in here and take a peek. Turn them lights on. They work! Fucking A! Now I know why the other sons of bitches didn't work. They were being fucked over the coals by those dirty bastard lads. Told you the sons of bitches worked. Fucking A. Yes. See, this is how you learn. You fucking sit down and think for a minute. If you're getting buffaloed,
Prayer is always a big help.
and if you're into it, you're
A lot happier person, trust me. If you're not, well, you haven't done that yet, so it's ahead of you somewhere.
fucking A. Fucking A. I'm loving it. Now, what if we wanted this shit to light up? All right, first things first. We already know we've got to have an extra fucking folder. So we come over here and we go to here and we go to data and make sure you got the right fucking car, by the way. I've got so many things open on the son of a bitch. As a matter of fact, I got too many. Well, whatever the fuck. Let's go into this one. Let's open this up. If you get gibberish, it's because you double clicked it with your left finger. You've got to use the Notepad++. You've got to have it or it's going to be gibberish. Okay. This we proved. Fuck it. Let's just grab this son bitch. Okay. Control C. At least a lot of this is repetitious and straightforward. 2 clicks with the back button, Control V. Rename the number to be in sequence with the rest of the fucking program. And shit can some of this. And what we're going to want is just a single color. So it's going to be 1, 1, 1. And the amount of the number is the amount of the brightness. Remember that. If you don't want it very bright, you have to make the number very small. Including decimals. We'll decaffeinate the shit out of it. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's get right out of that one. Let's come back to here. Are you happy yet? You're starting to get happy, and we're going to end this on a good note, praise God. The car, because I want to open the door.
Let's open the other door this time.
Because we're working over here. All right? Let's take a look at this.
Are you sure you want that to light up?
Fuck yeah, I am. Watch. But you can't do it from this screen. You have to go back to the original screen. Left click it. Left click it. Ah! Oh, fuck. All this shit's going to light up. Maybe I'm not so sure I wanted to do that. Well, see, it gives you an opportunity to figure out whether you do or you don't. But what if I wanted this to light up? Oh, we can do that. Remember the 3 little balls? Think of 3 little pigs. Make sure you get all of it. You got to get it all. It's all got to highlight. Control C. Escape. 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 Back to here. Here's our new one. Waiting for us. Boom. I've got some mods that have 60? At least 30 lights that they never had before, and all the shit works. So let's get back into the car and take a look, because we're going to be done right here and now. All we want to do is see if that lights up. So we come over to the car, hit lights, and it does. All right, I learned why that son of a bitch didn't work yesterday. Fucking A.
Praise God. I don't know if you can say fucking A and praise God in the same words, but
I'll probably get my ass reamed someday for that. But anyway, hopefully not. I'll have to repent in a hurry. But see all these little lights in the back, like this one. If you left click, see, we got the little fucker. Same thing with that. Now what about this little triangular piece of shit? That doesn't work. No, that didn't work. And unhighlight it. But you can go ape shit and have a real good time with this little mini game. Like what about these fuckers on the side? We got that one. That one does it too. Okay, wonderful. So you want to highlight those little fuckers? And look, these don't light up, but they can. So you got the idea?
humble those ain't gonna light up.
Oh, you fucking dick beat. Watch, they surely will. So what? All right, fuck it. We're going to go for broke. Don't do it like that. Do it like this. Make sure you stop at the proper place. Control C, all right? Now while this fucker's blinking, bing, bing, Control V, bing, bing, Control V. All right. Oh, fuck. Something took a shit. Okay, now you've got a mess of shit on your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it goes better from the bottom if you got multiples. 9, 8, 7, and 6. Okay, so we're going to cut the ass end off of this. The ass end off of this. You really don't have to do this because it's only going to work if you want to see the lights above it that have the same name. But let's get out of here for right now and go fuck with this a little bit, and then we're done. Because this is already a long video. But we wanted these little fuckers on the side. Now, the very first window you come to is the one you want. Touch this. 3 little pigs. Doesn't matter which side you use as long as you get it all. Control C. Now we want to close this, escape out to the desktop where I can get to this little fucker. And now we ended at 5 because that makes sense. This is another reason you do that, so you don't get lost.
But we don't really want them blue.
Well, don't worry about it. Control V. You can make them any fucking color you want. 1, 1, 1. Okay, happy. Bear. Now what we can do is leave this up like we are. This is a little bit of a shortcut, and you can go to showroom with it up, and the car will come into place. You can Alt-Tab to try to snag the fucker, and then go back into showroom right here, Alt-Tab, and we got it right here for us. So we've got it in the same window that we're monkeying with this, all right? But how the hell are we going to start the thing up? All right, here we go. Now, when I've got it the proper resolution, I've got plenty of acreage. Okay, we go to the car to start the lights. Bing! And then they light up like a champ. And I think we got more than we bargained for. I think that one did too. It did. Oh, but fuck, so did this thing. Well, don't worry about it. You get a few little incidentals. What else lit up?
Did the front one light up?
No, but it can. So we leave them lit. Alt-Tab. Ah, fuck. I'm ahead of myself. Well, don't worry about it. Go back to the original screen. Touch this thing in the front. We're going to get the whole shooting match. What if we just want the... Oh, fuck. Hang on. Escape. No, it's not going to do it. All right. All right, fuck it. We're getting the whole thing. You can do it this way, but you're cheating and it may or may not work. Control C. Alt-Tab. See, this just shows you where you were the last time. So you can come right on over here and Control V and save. That has to be done. Go back to the car. And oh, the lights are on already. So there it is. It's all lit up nice. See that? Ding, ding. You may not have wanted all of that, and there's a way to do it, but I'm not going to get into it right now. Oh, look, the seat on the A-bar lit up too. Wait, move over just a little bit here, Samson. Check that shit out. Isn't that fucking cool? Okay.
So what next, Humble?
What next? We're done.
We're not done. Do these.
We got to get to the original screen. All right. These little fuckers right here you want? Here, just like this. Control C. Now, if you got a great memory and like to type, you can do it that way. But I've got neither ability. So let's just pop this right in there. Happy as a mouse. Control V and save it. and go back to the car and hit the lights. Now we got little blue lights. You can make them any color you want. But see how it works? And it really does work. Now what if we want those green, but we would like these to be blue? We got to go back to this screen. We got to touch these little fucking pimplertrons. Oh, fuck. Oh, it ain't going to do it. Oh, this is something. Hang on, you fucking gink. Oh, fuck. What the hell did I do? What the... Sometimes shit just goes fucking ape shit for whatever purpose when you're mousing the hell out of it. Alright. This might be unfuckwittable like this. Now that, if you were determined to get that, you would have to take this car into the 3D editor and absolutely erase everything but that fucking nipple right there. It's way more extensive than we're going to fuck with anywhere soon. So that's the end of this shit for now. We've done good enough. Unescape this. Let's just hit the lights to make sure we got one last thing under our belt. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought they came on, but they didn't. All right. So that's how you do it, guys. And that's our little A-bar that we start with. But at least I was able to show you can do a few things in there, and it's pretty friggin' cool. As far as the flames go, we'll do that another day because this is long enough, and it's a lot to try to remember. And it's hard to stay focused for a long time, so the only other thing I'll show you is right now, if we go to the gear.
How do we go to a different showroom?
See this thing called scene? Well, we want to drag this down until we get to the second slider. Here's all your showrooms is on the second slider. So if we wanted to go to private beach, just be patient. Once you hit it, it takes time for it to load this shit up. And boom, we're at here. Now, it looks horrible.
Yes, it looks horrible. Why does it look horrible?
The bottom light needs to come up a little bit. The top light you would think would be okay. What about moving this?
Does this do anything for us?
It ain't doing shit. Okay, take this other slider and come on up a little ways, and we can go to brightness up here, and we can...
That doesn't do shit either.
Alright, well, go to lights then. Fuck it. Shadows is on. Get rid of shadows. Okay, we just fixed that problem. So you got to be willing to dick with it endlessly. Now, though, bet those other things would work. If we go back to scene and we adjust the fucking thing this way. There we go. So it takes time to fuck with this nonsense to get it just right. It really does. You can't just expect to jump into a program as elaborate and big as Assetto Corsa and instantaneously know everything because it's way too fucking huge. I mean, we can sniff these fucking dead herring over here.
But what the fuck's over there? And we won't know till we get there. And is there sharks in the water? And are these fucking chemtrails like a motherfucker? Oh.
Chemtrails don't exist, Humble.
Get fucking A. Okay, alright. They don't exist. Whatever. Yep. So here we are, guys. And that's how you adjust your different showrooms. And we're going to call it a day with our little A-bar smelling like herring, which is better than knocking up some broad because she was stupid enough to let you use a fucking sweat sock for a condom, which I don't think would be a hell of a lot of fun, and I'm glad I never came up with that idea.
But would our lights work on the beach, Humble?
Well, fuck, hit your car and hit the lights. Bing.
But Humble, I don't like the blue lights in the front. They look like shit.
Oh, you fucking whoremonger. Come here. Escape. Come over here.
Where are those little bastards?
It's right there. What color would you like? Let's get rid of the 9 on the back. There. And let's give the front a 4. And the green a 2. And hit save.
What'll that do for us, Humble?
Fucking A. Let's go to the showroom. You know, it's a lot of work changing that to another voice, but I don't mind. How's that grab you?
Oh, we like that much better.
I thought you might. And there's even more lenses in there beside that, so you could get down in here and make these other lenses do something also. But see, that's how you do it. You dick with it till you're blue in the face. Then you bring it out and people go, yeah, I don't fucking like that. You fucked up one of the Kuno's cars. So get ready to fucking strangle some dickhead. But anyway, here's another thing you can do while we're thinking about it. See the inside of this? Click, click.
Did we get it?
Yeah, we got it. Cage and all. Okay,
What the fuck we doing with that, Humble?
I'll show you. See how it's all
Is it all highlighted?
Yes, it is. Let's find out what it is. See, watch this. Metal detail gray. What if we take metal detail gray, Control C, and close this, and get out of here, right to the desktop this time, as far as we want to go. Metal detail gray. And what if we take this... Oh, fuck. All right, hang on a minute. Let's go in here. I want to change one of the names of these to metal detail gray. And no, we're not going to throw the fucking LOD thing on there. I just had to save the name. All right. See, let's get a real decent color. Gradient's new. Oh, what the fuck is this? I don't know why it keeps doing that. What the fuck? It must be jumping back and forth. Okay. I gotta get rid of every one of these that has that little fucking thing. I don't know where they're coming from or why it's doing it, but whatever. Gradient's new. So what do we want to change that to? I'm sorry for clicking through. Oh, let's do this one. Well, or this one. Let's grab this one. Copy. And paste. Aruni. Now we need that name. No, double click it. Metal gray. Rename. Control C. Rename. Control V. Okay? But we need a DDS. What is this? That's a JPEG. So we go JPEG to DDS, double click it, hit the little green ball, find what we want, hit open, and make it happen. And it'll come up here. Okay? Now we take the car. Get out of here. Where's the fucking car? Alright, hang on. We gotta walk the green mile to get to the fucking car. Alright. We're coming down the home stretch, guys. Coming down the home stretch. Content. Cars. Little fuck stick. Oh, he's under KS. Okay. Skins. What color did we like? You liked the Racing 500, I think it was. So grab the Racing 500. We got to know the name of it. We're going to take the metal detail and drag it into the skin. I don't give a fuck. Get in there. Okay. It was already in there. So Racing 500. Remember that. Very important. Come up here. Where's Racing 500? That ain't it. Well, probably this one. That one's probably it. Okay. Showroom.
Now what happens?
What happens? We look in here and all of this stuff just became that color. Check that shit out. We just retextured everything in this skin only, which is very important because you didn't hose every single one. If you put it in the textures folder, there would be a chance of multiple hosage, just in case you weren't happy with it. That's why you always, everything you do, door left, you save before you fucking do it. Okay? You want to save everything you do before you do it, but for just because of a video, and I'm trying to do this on time. Look at how nice, because this is a 4K texture. If it was a shit texture, it's going to look like shit. And you may or may not approve of this, but that's your own business. Now, when it comes to getting rid of things and doing other shit to the car, we've got to begin using the 3D editor, and that is long videos from today. That ain't happening. You're not going to be ready for that shit for 2 or 3 months, so don't even go there. But this is what it looks like, and that's how easy it was to do this.
Now, what if we go to a different skin, Humble?
It's not there.
That looks like Michael's skin.
Yeah, well, the single racer, a nice fellow, made him a skin of his own, and he did a fucking incredibly good job. I'm not good at that. My cobham, I get them halfway decent, but that is not where I shine at all, is in that type of thing. But I can show you a few things, and I'm willing to help where I can. I can't turn my whole program into let me help everybody and his grandmother do everything they want to except get caught by the IRS. But I can do a few things like this, which I will be glad to do. And actually, we picked the right car to put that in by accident. So it's time to quit. Guys, have a nice day. God bless every one of you. Stay safe, stay healthy. And that's the name of that tune. Are you liking it? You're liking it. Blink your lights if you like it. Okay. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.